get this. We're going deep today, like way deep.
Fair.
Yeah, into the 7 Hermetic principles.
Okay.
Pretty fascinating stuff, potentially life-changing even.
I like it already.
Right.
Yeah.
So these principles come from a book called The Kabbalion, and for this deep dive, we're using a spirit science video as our guide.
Spirit science.
Yeah, you know them.
Yeah, of course.
They get pretty out there.
They do.
But this one really piqued my interest.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it's all about Hermes Trismegistus.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we're talking ancient wisdom here.
Oh, yeah, Egyptian god of wisdom, that guy.
That's a deep cut.
Big time.
Yeah.
So we're talking like ancient knowledge meeting modern life kind of thing, and how we can use it for like personal growth. I'm into it. Are you into it?
I'm totally into it. Let's do this.
Okay, great. So to start off, let's talk about the Kabbalion a little bit.
Okay.
So what's interesting here is it was published in the early 1900s, like 1908, but it claims to be based on teachings that are thousands of years old,
Oh, wow.
like way old.
Yeah.
And it even kind of hints, like the book itself, that it only reveals its wisdom when you're ready for it.
Oh, that's a good one. A book that knows when you're ready for it.
Isn't that cool?
I like that.
So I guess the question is, are we ready?
I think so. I mean, I feel like I am.
Yeah?
I've had my coffee. I'm ready to go.
Okay, you're ready.
Yeah, let's unlock these secrets.
Secrets, principles, yeah. Okay, let's unpack this mysterious Kabbalion a little bit. So the video says it was written by 3 anonymous authors,
Okay.
known only as the 3 initiates.
Mysterious. I like it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked into it and no one knows. But there's a popular theory
Okay.
that it was maybe this guy, William Walker Atkinson, prominent American occultist, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I've heard that name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wrote tons of stuff on like New Thought, self-help.
Right.
So if it was him, that just adds another layer of intrigue, don't you think?
It does, yeah. Like, who are these people bringing us this ancient wisdom, but are they really, channeling something from way back, or did they just,
Make it all up.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
We don't know. So, okay, the video, it dives into this whole thing about the 3 great planes of existence,
Okay.
which honestly kind of makes my head spin a little.
Yeah.
So break it down for me. What are these planes and where do we fit into all of this?
So imagine, like, reality is a layer cake, right? You've got 3 distinct layers. The bottom layer, that's the physical plane. It's like the world that we experience with our senses, what we can see, touch, taste, all that.
Okay, so like this table, my coffee cup.
Exactly. Yeah, all the physical stuff around us. The middle layer, that's the mental plane, which is the realm of thoughts, emotions, ideas, beliefs, that whole inner world.
Okay, I see. So like the stuff we can't see, but we experience it.
Precisely.
Got it.
And then the top layer, this is like the penthouse suite, the most subtle, the most powerful. That's the spiritual plane.
Oh, wow.
And that's considered like the source of everything.
Okay, I'm visualizing this cosmic cake now, like 3 layers.
Yeah.
But are these layers totally separate or do they like interact somehow? How does this work?
That's a great question. So think of a piano, right? The white keys, those represent the main planes. But then you've got the black keys in between, right? Those are like the subplanes. Every key vibrates at a different frequency. So similarly, each subplane has its own unique vibration, its own energy, its own kind of inhabitants, I guess you could say.
Inhabitants, like beings and stuff.
Yeah, we're talking different levels of consciousness, energies, entities, the whole 9 yards. And here's the thing. We exist on all 3 planes simultaneously.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you're not just a physical body. You've got a mind, you've got a spirit. They're all interconnected.
Okay, my head is officially spinning. So let me get this straight. My physical body, that's on the physical plane, obviously.
Uh-huh.
My thoughts and emotions, that's the mental plane.
Right.
And then like my soul or whatever, that's hanging out on the spiritual plane.
Exactly. And the Kabbalion suggests that understanding these different planes, how they connect, that's how we unlock some serious personal growth potential. Like, that's the key.
Okay, now we're talking. So that's where the 7 Hermetic principles come in, right?
Exactly.
Like they're the rule book for how all of this works.
Think of them like the laws of physics, but for consciousness. Like, just like gravity affects everything in the physical world, these principles, these are the natural laws that govern the universe, reality itself.
Okay, so big picture stuff.
Big picture stuff.
But how does that actually play out in like my everyday life?
Well, that's the cool part. The video claims that once you understand these principles, you can actually use them. Like, you know, you can use your knowledge of gravity to build a plane, Understanding these principles, that's how you can start shaping your life, your reality in a conscious way.
Whoa. Okay. That's powerful stuff. All right. I am officially intrigued. So let's dive in. Principle number 1, mentalism. What's the deal with this one? What does it mean for, like, me, just an average person trying to figure things out?
Mentalism, it boils down to this. All is mind. Basically, the idea is that everything originates from a mental state. Even the universe itself, according to this principle, is a thought in the mind of God.
Hold on. Are we saying the entire universe is just a giant thought bubble?
It's a powerful way to look at it, right? Because before anything can exist in the physical world, it has to exist as a thought or an idea first. Think about your own life, right? Before you achieve anything, you got to think about it, plan it, visualize it. It all starts in the mind.
That's true, I guess. I never really thought about it like that. So mentalism is saying that my thoughts, my beliefs, they're not just like happening in my head, they're actually shaping my reality.
That's the key takeaway here. Your mental state is creating your reality.
Yeah. Wow, okay. That's a lot to take in. Like, it's empowering, but it's also kind of scary, you know? Like,
Yeah.
if I'm responsible for all of this.
It's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
But that's why the Kabbalion stresses the importance of understanding and mastering the power of the mind. Because once you do, you can start creating a reality that's more aligned with your desires, you know? You're
Right.
not just a victim of circumstance, you're a creator.
Okay. I'm definitely going to be paying more attention to my thoughts now.
Good.
Like a lot more attention. Okay, let's move on to principle number 2. Correspondence. What does as above, so below actually mean? And how does that apply to my life? Like, what's the practical application here?
Okay, so remember the idea of the 3 planes we talked about?
Yeah.
Correspondence, it's basically saying that those planes are all interconnected. Whatever happens on one plane resonates on the others. Imagine throwing a pebble in a pond, right? You see the ripples spread outwards.
Yep.
Kind of like that. Events on one plane can have ripple effects across all the others.
So, like, if my life feels totally chaotic right now, could that be reflecting some kind of chaos on the mental plane or even the spiritual plane?
That's a great question. And yeah, that's exactly what correspondence suggests. To find balance in your physical life, gotta look inwards. Gotta see if your mental and spiritual selves are in alignment too.
Okay, so if I'm hearing you right, we're not just physical beings walking around. We're also these complex, multidimensional beings with all these different layers and energies interacting.
That's a great way to put it. And once you start seeing yourself that way, it opens up a whole new perspective, doesn't it?
It really does. Like, my mind is officially blown, but in a good way.
Mm.
Okay, what's next on this list of, like, universal laws?
All right, principle number 3, vibration. And this one, it says that everything in the universe, even seemingly solid objects, they're all in constant motion, constantly vibrating.
Wait, are you saying, like, my chair is actually vibrating right now?
On a molecular level, yeah, absolutely. Even your thoughts have a vibration.
Really? My thoughts are vibrating.
Everything is vibration. It's all energy, just vibrating at different frequencies. And the difference between like matter, energy, mind, even spirit, it's all just a difference in vibrational frequency. That's it.
Okay, whoa. Mind blown. Again. But if everything is vibrating, does that mean we can change our vibration? And if so, how does that, like, affect us? What's the point?
That's the exciting part. Because the video talks about this idea of spiritual alchemy, which is essentially using your mind to change your vibration. Like by shifting your thoughts, your emotions, you can literally change your energetic frequency.
Hold on. Are you saying, like, if I'm feeling down, I can actually raise my vibration by focusing on positive thoughts, positive feelings? Like, I can actually change my energy just by thinking differently.
Think of it like tuning a musical instrument. You adjust the strings to create the sound you want, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, you can adjust your mental and emotional state to create a higher vibrational frequency.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all of this can really be applied in real life. Like, this is getting good. What's next?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Okay, so we've covered 3 of these Hermetic principles already.
Yeah, we're moving right along.
Mentalism, correspondence, and vibration. My mind, it's officially buzzing. Like, all this information.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
It is. It's deep stuff.
But I have to ask, like, how do I use this stuff in my everyday life? Where do I even, like, begin?
Well, the first step, I think, is just becoming aware of how these principles are already at play in your life.
Okay.
Right. Because remember, the Kabbalion, it says these are universal laws, so they're always operating,
Okay.
whether we're conscious of them or not.
So it's like we're swimming in this ocean of Hermetic wisdom,
Yeah,
but we just need to, like, open our eyes and see it.
exactly. Once you start looking for evidence of these principles, you'll be amazed at how often they pop up. You'll see them everywhere.
Okay, I'm ready to put on my Hermetic goggles. Give me an example. Like, how might I see mentalism, at work in my own life? Okay, think about a time when you were really focused on achieving a goal, like really laser focused. Did you notice that the more you thought about it, the more you visualized it, the more opportunities seemed to present themselves?
Now that you mention it, when I was saving up for a new laptop, it was like extra money was just magically appearing everywhere.
Right.
I was picking up extra shifts, found a $20 bill on the sidewalk.
No way.
Yeah, even won a gift card at a coffee shop.
It's like the universe was conspiring to help you get that laptop.
It really felt that way.
And that's mentalism in action. By focusing your mental energy on that goal, you are essentially attracting the resources and circumstances you needed to make it happen.
Okay, I'm seeing the power of this. Like, our thoughts are these little magnets attracting experiences that match our dominant mental state.
Exactly. And the more you become aware of this principle, the more you can use it consciously to create the life you want.
All right, so let's say I'm feeling like down, stuck in a negative thought loop. How can I use the principle of polarity to shift my mindset?
Okay, well, polarity, remember, it's all about spectrums, right?
Okay.
It reminds us that everything has its opposite,
Right.
but that it's not about, denying the negative emotions.
Okay.
It's about understanding that they're just part of a larger continuum.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So how do I actually apply that when I'm feeling anxious or down?
Well, ask yourself, what's the opposite of what you're feeling?
Okay.
If you're feeling anxious, what's the opposite?
Calm, peace.
Exactly. And start to shift your attention gently towards that opposite emotion,
Okay.
even if it feels a little forced at first.
So if I'm feeling super anxious, I can consciously choose to focus on feeling peace or calm, even if it feels kind of fake at first.
Exactly. It might not be an instant switch,
Okay.
but by choosing to focus on those opposite emotions, you're starting to shift your vibration, and that can have a real impact on how you feel.
Okay, I like that. It's like we have this internal emotional dial, and we can learn to adjust it, turn it towards the feelings we want to experience.
Exactly. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. You start to become more aware of your emotions, and you get better at choosing a more positive state.
Okay, I'm really starting to see how these principles all work together, build on each other.
They do. It's like a system.
What about rhythm then? How do we work with the natural ebb and flow of life? Instead of feeling like we're constantly battling against the tide.
Well, rhythm reminds us that challenges are they're part of life.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. They're inevitable. And instead of resisting them, try to see them as opportunities for growth, for learning.
So when things aren't going my way,
Mm-hmm.
instead of getting discouraged, I should try to embrace the challenge, look for the lesson.
Exactly. It's all about accepting that both good times and bad times, they're temporary. They're part of a larger cycle. It's like, the waves in the ocean, they go up, they go down, but the ocean is always there.
It's a good analogy, the ocean.
It's about surrendering to that rhythm, understanding there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but that's okay. That's how it works.
This makes me think about causation as well. If we're taking responsibility for our actions, does that mean we can create our own luck? Can we influence the direction of our lives?
Causation, it reminds us that we're not just passive bystanders, we're active participants in our own lives. We have the power to shape our own destiny.
Okay.
And by understanding that every effect has a cause, we can start making conscious choices that lead to the outcomes we want. We become the cause, not just the effect.
So it's not just about wishing for things to be different. It's about taking responsibility and creating the change we want to see.
Exactly. It's about aligning your actions with your intentions, knowing that every step you take is creating a ripple effect.
All right, my mind is officially blown wide open. These principles, they're all so interconnected. And the more we understand them, the more we realize how much power we actually have.
And it's exciting, isn't it?
It is. It's a little overwhelming, but it's mostly exciting. It's like we're not just victims of our circumstances or our emotions. We actually have the power to choose.
And that's a beautiful thing.
It is.
And the beautiful thing is this is just the beginning. There's so much more to explore with these principles, so much depth, so much nuance.
I can't wait. All right, welcome back. We are wrapping up our deep dive into the 7 Hermetic principles.
7. It's a lot.
It is a lot, but my mind, it's full, it's energized by everything that we've been talking about. It really does feel like a whole new world of possibilities is just opened up.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? these ancient principles
Yeah.
still so relevant today.
They are. They offer this like timeless wisdom, that can really empower us to create like better lives, more fulfilling lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's not just some dusty old philosophy. It's
Yeah.
like a practical guide to living.
Totally, totally. Okay, so we've talked about the theory.
Yeah.
We've explored how these principles like might already be at work in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
But now let's get practical.
Okay.
What are some concrete tools, some techniques
Yeah.
that we can actually use to apply these 7 Hermetic principles, like starting today?
That's the question, right?
That is the question.
So let's start with mentalism.
Okay.
Because remember, it's all about the power of our thoughts, right?
Right.
To shape our reality.
Yeah, I get that.
But how do we actually train our minds,
Right.
to focus on what we want to create? That's the key.
That's the million-dollar question.
It is.
Because it's one thing to say thoughts create reality.
Right.
But like, how do I actually put that into practice?
So one really powerful technique is visualization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so spend a few minutes each day just, vividly imagining yourself achieving your goals. And don't just think about it, like, feel it.
Okay.
Engage all your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? Even taste, touch, like really feel the emotions associated with achieving that goal.
So it's not just about like picturing myself crossing the finish line.
Yeah.
It's about like experiencing that feeling of victory
Yes.
as if it's happening right now.
Exactly. The more you can immerse yourself in that experience, the more powerful that visualization becomes.
Okay.
Because you're essentially sending a clear signal to the universe about what you want to create. You're aligning your energy with that outcome.
I'm adding visualization to my to-do list today.
Okay.
Okay, what about vibration? Like, how do we raise our vibration to attract more positive experiences? I know we talked about spiritual alchemy, but what does that actually look like in everyday life?
One of the simplest yet most effective practices is gratitude. Yeah, it's so powerful. Just take a few minutes each day to appreciate the good things in your life, both big and small.
Okay.
It could be something as simple as having a roof over your head, food on the table, a warm cup of coffee.
Yeah, I love that. It's so easy to get caught up in, like, what we don't have.
It is.
What we're striving for.
Yeah.
That we forget about all the good stuff that's already here.
Exactly. And gratitude, it helps us shift that focus. It shifts us from a mindset of lack to a mindset of abundance.
I like that.
And that instantly raises your vibration. And don't underestimate the power of simple acts of kindness, too, Holding the door open for someone, offering a genuine compliment, even just smiling at a stranger. Those little things, they make a difference.
So it's about putting out that positive energy and trusting that it will come back to us, like a karmic boomerang.
Exactly. And remember the principle of rhythm, right?
Yeah.
Even when we're going through those challenging times, there's always something to be grateful for.
Okay, that's a good reminder.
Right.
What about polarity? How can we use that principle to, like, navigate the ups and downs of life? Because let's be real, there are always going to be ups and downs.
Always, yeah. And polarity, it teaches us that emotions are like a pendulum, right? Always swinging back and forth. So when you find yourself stuck in a negative emotion, don't try to, force yourself to be happy. Just acknowledge the feeling, Allow yourself to feel it fully without judgment. And then gently start to shift your focus toward its opposite.
So, like, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, stressed out,
Yeah.
I can acknowledge that feeling, take a few deep breaths,
Yeah.
and then consciously, try to focus on a feeling of peace, of calm, even if I don't totally feel it at first.
Exactly. It's not about suppressing those emotions. It's about understanding that we have the power to choose which ones we want to amplify.
This is giving me so much hope. It's empowering to realize we're not just victims of our circumstances, of our emotions. We actually have a say in how we respond to them. What about causation? How do we use that principle to become more conscious creators of our own lives?
Well, start by setting clear intentions for what you want to experience. Like, what do you want to create? What change do you want to see in your life? And then take aligned action toward those intentions, knowing that every step you take is creating a ripple effect.
So it's not enough to just sit around and wish for things to be different.
Right.
We have to actually, roll up our sleeves, do the work.
Exactly. Wishing without action is like planting a seed and forgetting to water it.
Love that analogy.
Yeah, the universe, it rewards action.
Yeah.
The more you align your actions with your intentions, the more likely you are to create the results you desire.
Okay, I am officially inspired to get out there and make things happen. Any final words of wisdom before we wrap up this incredible deep dive?
Remember, the 7 Hermetic principles, These aren't just abstract concepts, they're powerful tools for transformation.
Huh.
The Kabbalion offers this framework, for understanding the universe, our place in it.
Okay.
But it's up to each of us to take these principles and make them our own.
I love that it's like we're given this incredible toolbox, filled with potential,
Yeah.
and it's our job to explore each tool, learn how to use it, build the life we want.
Exactly. And remember, it's a journey, not a destination. So keep exploring, keep growing, keep unlocking that potential.
Well said. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive
Yes, thank you.
into the 7 Hermetic principles. We hope that you've gained some valuable insights, that you're feeling inspired to apply this ancient wisdom to your modern life.
That's what we hope for.
Absolutely. And remember, the exploration doesn't end here.
It doesn't. Keep going.
Keep questioning, keep seeking, and keep discovering the magic of the universe.